Thank you for watching the TDC Hot Rods YouTube channel. Hi guys, welcome back. So today I got the subframe connectors on this Cougar all welded in already. Pretty exciting. I wasn't super impressed with how well they fit. So they're bolt-on subframe connectors. There's supposed to be supposed to drill 2 holes between this front frame section and put 2 bolts there. And then this one main bolt here that goes into the leaf spring, and it gives you a new bolt to go through the whole thing. Well, the owner since we're this far, the owner's like, just weld them in. Well, they didn't fit that super amazing. So I wasn't super impressed with that, but that's all right. At least they fit, and they're pretty close, and they look good now. I had to do a little tweaking, but they fit good now. With the help of a hammer, a welder, and a little bit of pressure. But yeah, so on today's agenda, hopefully, is I got lots of little stuff. Like, gotta straighten out these tabs here. I got this little e-brake tab. Needs to be welded in that area. I need to measure first, but I gotta cut it off of this old floor pan material. So I gotta weld that in, fill in this little hole. I don't even know exactly how that happened, but I gotta fix that. And then I got a patch here that I gotta build. Hopefully sand down the Bondo today and get some more put on. And I would like to rotate the car the other way and get some filler put on the other side. But I have like this hole here to repair. There's some rust here that needs repaired. This hole here, and then this one there. There is some little bit of rust on the upper side, and then there's lots of rust still on that quarter panel. But I'm not gonna do that until I bring the car back down, and I'm kind of holding off of that. That's a big job. I'm kind of pushing it off till the end. The owner is coming to look at it here in a few days, just to give a checkup. And so I would like to have a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of major stuff done, just so then he sees that I'm actually working on it and I'm trying. And but yeah, so that oh, and on this, I've been meaning to say this. So when I do floor pans, this is how I like to do them. I like to overlap them just a tiny bit. And then on both sides, the inside and the outside. So I'll spray epoxy primer on here to seal it all off. And then I'll come back in here with seam sealer. And that's just a little 20 gauge, 22 gauge thickness. I'll seam seal it. And then like this one is getting lizard skin put on the bottom of the car and on the inside, and you'll never even be able to see that it was repaired. So that's just kind of how I like to do it. Just my way of doing it. I think it holds up good. But yeah, so now that I got that all welded on, I'm going to go get myself a drink and come back out and start making some patch panels. But yeah, so I'm gonna get to work. All right, guys, so got some more done. I got this little bracket welded on. I got both of these seatbelt tabs welded on there. I got this straightened out like I wanted, that rust hole fixed. There was a hole here, and I got this all tack welded in here, like the factory, all seamed up in there. Yeah, I got all sorts of random little things done. Oh, this hole here. I got some sanding done on this filler here. So this thing is getting lizard skin ceramic coating and the sound deadener coating. all on the floor here. So what I'm trying to do is I would like to be able to spray this in epoxy primer like I had mentioned before. So I want to spray epoxy on everything. Hopefully tonight. We'll see how far I get. But yeah, I don't think I'll get that far, but maybe. So I'd like to spray epoxy on it and then let it sit for 10 hours or so, and then I'll come in and put that lizard skin on. So before I can do that, I need to finish up a little bit of filler work here. And honestly, I could have put the epoxy on and then put the filler over it because it's just a skim coat, but I like attaching it to bare metal. I feel like it sticks better. So I need to finish that up there and then level the car out and put some here. And then there is this spot. This one spot here. So this was all smashed in, like somebody was trying to clear a set of headers or something like that. So I called the owner, I took a picture of it, and I said, hey, did you do this? Because there was a rust hole right in the middle. He's like, no, you can hammer that out if you want. So as I hammered it out, it tore the metal because it's so thin and rusty. So I'm gonna cut this plate out here and build a new one to put in there. So I gotta fix that. And then there are two little small spots about this big. Those are the most annoying ones. On the inside of the car that I didn't even notice until I was down here welding on this one when I realized that there was a bubble. And if you have two seams like this one here, or for instance like this one where this piece of metal is overlapped and you see it's starting to bubble out, that means there's rust underneath there. Most of the time it means there's rust under there. So I started hitting it with a hammer. Actually, I'll try to show you. I started hitting it with a hammer and it showed itself, and now you can see right there that it's clearly rust. So I got two little spots like that I gotta get cut out and fixed up. And then, yeah. And then I think I can spray epoxy. I'm only gonna be spraying it from about right here forward underneath, but the inside of the car, I'm gonna spray all up in this, like while the car's upside down, I'm gonna spray all up in here, underneath the roof there, all up under the dash over there. So I'm gonna take advantage of the rotisserie and use it to help me spray up in all the little small crevices and stuff like that. But yeah, so that is my goal. I don't know if it'll happen today or tonight, but I'm just gonna keep chugging away and try to get all the little small stuff buttoned up. But I do need to rotate the car 180 degrees so I can weld up a couple little things, and it makes it a lot easier to get to stuff. So yeah, so anyways, I just want to give you guys an update on that. So I am gonna get back to work, and I'll probably set up a time lapse here in a minute and give you guys something to watch. All right, guys, so I got the car leveled back out, as you've seen in the time lapse. And I got the passenger side welds all ground down. There were some welds up in here that were ground down. I still need to go in. There's just some spot welds. There's 4 of them that I need to put right there. That rust spot back there I got fixed. This one over here. And I noticed there's a little bit of surface rust between these holes. I don't know exactly what these holes are for, but they're a factory hole. Anyways, so I'm gonna clean this up, and as long as it's not all nasty like it's gonna rot through, then I'm gonna put some rust mort on there. Anybody that has watched this channel very much knows that I really like rust mort, especially spots like this. So focus, maybe. Just thinking about it. I'll try that. So this has been rusty before, and it's been sandblasted, but I still like to put rust mort on it. Maybe it's not doing anything, but for me, I just like the extra precaution. So that's gonna get rust mort there. And same with on the other side, same spot on the other side. And then there is all sorts of old, nasty, goobered seam sealer. Like seam sealer there, and there, and in all these spots. Well, I'm gonna put new seam sealer in everything. So one trick to get this stuff to come out pretty easily, like this stuff's pretty dry, so it ought to just kind of chip out, is to take a little butane torch and heat it up. Heat it, not so hot that you're gonna hurt the metal or anything like that, but heat it up and then hit it with a scraper and it'll just peel right out. It works really good. So that is what I'm gonna do next. I'm gonna put some rust mort on and then grab a little butane torch, and like all up in here, all this drip chalk that used to be the seam sealer in the drip rail, I'm gonna go and scrape all that stuff out and get it all cleaned up. Guys, so I got the rust mort put on that spot there and here, and right up in there on the dash, a little bit right here. And then I heated this weather stripping all up, scraped it out, and then took a wire wheel to it, and you can see how nice that cleaned up there and all up there in the drip rail. And then there was weather stripping, I mean seam sealer, not weather stripping, seam sealer here and all up around here and in here. Yeah, it is all over the place, but we I got it all cleaned out. So now I'm going to, I think I have everything done that I needed to with the car sitting flat again. So now I'm gonna tip it on its side, but the opposite way, and go ahead and build the patch to fix that spot. This is the spot that was all caved in from somebody else, and the owner said he didn't need it like that, so I hammered it out and ended up being rusty under there. So if I would have known that, I cut around that on purpose because I thought he made that for some exhaust or something. Well, he didn't. So if I would have known that, I would have brought this brand new panel all the way up here, like so. Well, I thought he did that, so yeah. But yeah, so I just gotta do a little bit more. Yeah, so I'm gonna rotate it up and get to working on the other half. Basically the same thing I was welding before. I gotta do again, but it's easier if the car's flipped the other way. And then this shock tower, the gentleman had welded right up inside there, where on this other side, he didn't weld that. He made like a nice a real nice seam. So I gotta get down in like here and there and stuff and grind it all out. Well, it'll be a little bit easier to get to it with it sitting on its side. And I'll grind all those spots down there. Basically, everything that I already did to the passenger side, I'll now do to the driver's side while it's sitting upright. So I'm gonna rotate this thing and get back to work. So I am almost ready. I basically am ready to spray some sealer in this thing. So I got everything all welded up. I need to come in here with some Scotch-Brite and just clean these little spots up. Blow everything out. And I got all the seams all wire brushed, wire willed, and all the old seam sealer out of it. Same with like down in here. We got a little bit of filler work done. So now I am, besides taking some Scotch-Brite to that surfaced rust or whatever you want to call it, this thing is ready to get sealer put on it. So I'm gonna spray sealer from the front back to here, all on the inside here, mainly like up in all these little crevices. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get sealer to cover everything up except for like back in here where I still have a little bit of rust to do. But I might do like up inside all these little small spots. And then after that is done, I will be able to come back in and put seam sealer on all of these seams. And I like that seam sealer to sit for a while before I paint it. So that's my reasoning for wanting to do that. And I really want to get the lizard skin sprayed all on the inside and the underside. So after I spray the outside, not the whole outside, but after I spray the outside and all the detail stuff on the inside, then I will rotate the car and spray the bottom side of it also. So I'm gonna clean that up a little bit and get to spraying. So sorry I forgot to turn on the camera for a time lapse of doing the bottom. I think the bottom's the most satisfying because it gets covered so fast. But anyways, we got some epoxy on here. It's not completely perfect, but it's pretty darn close. Wow, that's a bad glare. Maybe my hand will make it better. So I got all the underside done. I got under the hood done where it needs to be, and all the important stuff on the inside of the car. Wow, that is a really bad glare. There we go. Yeah, there we go, that's better. So yeah, it turned out pretty good. It's always such a challenge to spray stuff like this, because trying to get up in, so we're up in here looking at the dash, trying to get like up on the back side and around every little teeny nook and cranny. Same with up in like these holes here. Yeah, those spots are always super tricky to try to do. But that's all right. I only made a mess once. I was spraying, and my lid on my gun is a plastic lid. Well, the edge, like right here, caught under the dash and it popped the lid off and totally made a big mess on the floor. But that's all right. It's just sealer, and it's getting that lizard skin put over the top of it, so you'll never even notice. So anyways, yeah, that'll be it for this video. Next time I'll continue doing the body work on it and mounting doors and fenders and making sure they all fit. And hopefully I'll be spraying the lizard skin within the next couple of days. So I'll get a video on that. But yeah, well, I'm gonna go take a shower because I feel like crap. But thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.